Right, we are indeed back. Those that here earlier on in the day. This is the second build stream of today. Earlier on, we got a more in-depth look at Covenant. We started this previously, and it's developing into a nice little ranch sort of thing. So we'll probably do a little bit more here, and then we'll probably scoot on over to somewhere else for a little bit of a scenery change. So a quick run through about what we did earlier on today. We finished up the fence. Got that done at the front. We got ourselves the hedges around the back of the buildings, give them a little bit more of a spacious gardening. A little decking, little area for people to sit. Security stand over here. We've got the pathways between the houses sorted. So I think it's coming together quite nicely. It's one of my favorite builds so far. As to what else we can do now, I think we might be okay with this area for the time being. We've got a little more detailing stuff to do. But we've covered a lot of the requirements for this area. I think we'll zip zoom to somewhere else. So have a little look on the old map and decide where we want to go. I started doing a lot over at Bunker Hill. Mouse sensitivity, please. There we go. Tenpines Bluff. Let's go to Tenpines Bluff. We had a quick look at that a couple of streams ago. I replaced some of the buildings. I need to fix them up. So this is going to be another one that's going to be primarily food production based. Know what it is anyway. Let's zoom out. We've got a huge area to work with. Having taken out those existing buildings, which it's sat pretty much where all this rubbish is on there. Traders come and sit around the campfire area, so we'll work on that. But I essentially ripped out the destroyed building that was here originally, put in another destroyed building that's a little better. So we're going to fix this building up. Then we'll get some crops in. Little area for traders. And I don't really think this settlement needs that much more. It's a very basic one. Yeah, we just threw these down early. Yeah, I don't want a workshop inside. That is incredibly noisy. Incredibly noisy, in fact. Right, let's just throw these over here for the time being while we're doing the work. Oh, I might move that. That's incredible. That's incredibly noisy. Let's pop that over here for now. It's incredibly loud. So yeah, we had the traders thing at the back here. Now, I might move that. We have the NPCs sit on the ground, and that's where the traders go. So, we have this tucked in at the back of the house. Probably have this sitting where the building originally was. You know, if we can find a good enough spot for it. Bishop's here as well. Howdy. Welcome to tuning in. So change the sound by activating them a few times. I have no idea. I know there's mods to reduce the sound of them, but I don't know about that. Let's put it about there. And then we'll just patch the other bits. A couple of little floaty looking bits, we'll get those patched. Building. Might be fences actually. I'm sure there's a concrete fence. We have the same sort of walls that are actually here, so that's quite handy. In fact, let's let's utilize those to cover this stuff up. Maybe. Oh, maybe. Maybe. Where are we looking? Getting over. No. Would I be able to potentially use the cinder blocks that are already here? With big brainness. So recycling. I think that may have been Sim Supplements too. I might be mistaken on that. But if it isn't, I've never heard of that. Yeah, we'll just put some cinder blocks under it. Fine. What about it? Supporting. I mean, we're pretty much just recycling here. Well, I mean, that checks out. You know how the memory is. How the old memory is. Right, that's now supported, so it doesn't look like it's floating. I need to move them, like, ever so slightly, but... Go. So, traders will hang around on that hill. That's fine. I'll probably get some crates and the stuff down there. We stuck this canopy across that bit. Don't know if I'm going to do that. Let's put that there for now. Maybe better to just straight up rebuild this. So, I guess first of all, what do we got fence-wise? And then if not, we'll just hit up the walls. Stuff like that. That's going to cover a huge portion of it, so that in. No, I just don't know anymore. I don't know. I'll stop pretending to know. Life is simpler that way. That's actually worked really well. Really well. Match up the other bits. Woods. On the inside. The roof's going to be the trickiest part. Do that. Take it. Take it down. That bit in there. The windows are fine. We're going to have the door be the main entrance so this stuff can go. We'll stick this in and then we'll use the filler stuff. Pop that in there. I remember. In. Right, corner caps. Cover the bits that have covered. Those in the windows, which will be better with wall boards. Like that. This with a little bit of metal. Like that. Gap filler. Get a smaller one than that. We've got the 2-tier one. Is those in. How's that look? Beautiful. That in on here as well. We do the whole shtick like this. Yeah, I think that could work really well. Alternate. Board up the whole side. It's a little even, maybe. Smack one of those bad boys on it. There we go. Very good. Love the fact that it's painting the front. Okay, then, if we're not using the tarpaulin thing on that, I think that would be great for trade. Have we got a trader already, or is that the settler? That's the settler, okay. Well, I mean, it has half of a tarpaulin, but get another one here for where they're sitting. Maybe the tarpaulin over the tarpaulin. Yeah, do a double tarpaulin, why not? So, have I increased this? There we go. Make it just a little bit bigger. Right, okay, the roof. It's gonna be a bit of a pain. Bit of a pain for the roof. It's angled ones. I'd be inclined to just make it flat. I think I will do that. I've got thatch stuff. Don't really want that. Probably just this sort of tier 1 up to this stage. Snapping is on. Don't know what that snapped to. And match it to this roof first. Yeah, we'll get a little patch in for that. We need to hit insert so I can get extra object selected. Which is that for the whole thing? Whole shack within the house. Wall fillers, surely. Fillers. There we go. Double again. Game hour to 9. See what we're doing. Goes out on a piece so there's not the flickering. We're just inspecting the wall there. Yep, that's Rust. Lupus here, howdy. Howdy, howdy. Yeah, so it's relatively straightforward. That get filled as well. Yeah, I mean, I still have that, get rid of that. Get rid of that. I might get a different kind of power source. Water is definitely going to be here at the back, though. That floating up to that sort of level. Gap fillers is a mod. Can't tell you which one adds it, to be honest, off the top of my head. You'd probably be fine just to search for gap fillers. It's tremendously helpful. Right, where are we going to want rocks then? I think we can have some crops here. I'm kind of wondering if we should pivot and have an impromptu graveyard here as well. There's a lot of space. They're not the trees. We can put them back in whenever. Give them proper beds first. Stop picking off. Put the 2 down for those at the minute. Panels aren't too much of an issue. Yeah, maybe an impromptu graveyard here would be nice. Somewhere for the settlers to come and mourn people. I will say, how are we doing, Stoneball? Right, Sam's construction pack sound familiar. No, but that don't let that dissuade you. I put this mod pack together quite a while ago now, and I didn't really look at what I was putting on. I just went for the top settlement mods. And he's in the shower. How about we start putting toppings on ramen? So you topped your ramen with more ramen. Not quite sure how to take that information. Welcome to the stream. Yeah, we'll leave that one. I'll probably end up putting a lot of these trees back in. I'm just clearing out the space as we do with every settlement first and foremost. So we can see more of the area that we have to work with. What is this asset? Dirt slope. Like half the floor. Massive. Right, I'm not getting rid of that. It's more unique. What flavor do you go for, Andy? Yeah, the graveyard, and then these guys are here to tend them. Little groppage. Alright, so if this is the entrance then, market traders at the front. We should wall around the building. So what were we in? Fences and then concrete, I think it was. Reach, there we go, more of this. Okay, we'll fence around the house and then we can put in some grave stuff. Yeah, we'll leave that there. Bring that June. These are incredibly floaty, not entirely sure what that was. Yeah, we have this little enclosed area where they can do their own crops. And then greaves. We'll have some empty. It's actually the same wall piece twice. Don't want that. That really is just one piece over and over again. That is what we have here. Out of Bijou. There's a bit going in. Yeah, just walk over the rock. Walk over it, it's fine. Don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. Alright, where's the pathway going to be from this? This place always confuses me because it's not really like a direct path to it. Just kind of have to go through the woods a little bit. Say entrance here, so we need a solid path. Leads to the front of the house. Wall with gap in it. There. I'm gonna scrap these ones for now. Let's get rid of them. Okay, we've got a big area. Well, a very big area, actually. Yeah, we should probably try and wall some of this in. I could just straight up get rid of it, but it's gonna look weird. Because then we can have like a multi-tier graveyard. I'm thinking like get a big graveyard in Fallout 3. Use that as like inspiration. You know, very, very loosely. In this hedge, there we go. So, I mean, it'd be gridded in rows. Could I have this as it was a graveyard pre-war, and we've now added some in post-war as well? Might be the way to go. Good musics. Cemetery. Because yeah, that if we do it that way, we can use some of the gravestones that are bust up. Because otherwise, post-war ones are going to be just, yeah, you wooden cross ones. So we'll do a mix of both. like the idea of having a pre-war one that's like overgrown. Areas to do this. So again, we have an eroded cliff. I want this tree that's fallen down to have destroyed something as well. Use the stone rocks. Like, make a retaining wall sort of thing. You know, if we can, if it looks good. This in a little bit. Yeah, I think that was good. This one might be a little bit more difficult because it's taller. How is this going to look if we, say, double it up? Yeah, I think we can make that work. Let's experiment a little bit. Is that really far, though? Maybe if we dial the cliff back a little bit. Stack the lower bits just in front, and then I think that's fine. There we go. Alright, we'll stack it. Every now and then. Kind of hard to see here. Change nothing. Nope. In just a little bit. We'll leave the big rock as is. I'm really liking it. And that looks great. Around. Bits. There. That rotation was right. There's that. And then you there. Got a trader incoming, so we'll see where they sit and how they interact with this. I think that was great. Nice. Who the hell's this? I thought that was cricket. Uncle Kelly. That cliff face is done. It's done. It's a little bit more destroyed. I don't think there's any other cliff bits that need doing. Monkey's back. Howdy. Maybe this bit. And maybe we have it as though this bit was a pathway up and it's a little destroyed. Go with that with the basis. Lucas here, howdy. Ethan Skull, they fixed the issues with the scrap everything mods, which would sometimes mess up your game. I believe the answer to that is no. Don't quote me on that. I still play with those mods. But so far as I know, it still causes issues here and there. Yeah, Looper knows. The old retaining wall. The stones that have come loose. Around quite nicely. How are we doing? I guess that's a natural path, as it were, anyway. Goes up to this bit. Which... I mean, would retain around that bit as well. I'm going to touch those trees. Yeah, I probably should. I want this area to look like this bit specifically over here, where the pre-war graveyard was. And then we'll have around the house an impromptu post-war one. That bit look a little bit more destroyed. Oh. Should we rotate one of them? Only issue, it doesn't have a bottom. Wow. Go. A little bit more destroyed. What was the other bit? Around this side. I'll make the pre-war bit look real overgrown as well. It's got the sniffles. I'll have this bit more destroyed because this looks like it's like given out. Destroyed. Yeah, this bit might be a little bit awkward. Miles. There we go. Galaxy brain building. Oh, I mean, why is it for something else? Getting a little bit. Oh. Right, that's patched in quite nicely. Looks destroyed. That bit's raised. That's fine. Or save, because I'd hate to lose that. All of that. Tenpines. Right, I'm going to place down a very rough path. Won't actually be used. It's just so I can space things out. And I'll get the grave sites in. Anytime the menu wants to show, there we go. Alright, so this would be a way in. So actually cross that way, and that way would naturally go down this way. Yeah, an artist. So pathway loop around that way. Also this snapping off. Also this way. It's just so I know where not to build other things. I could make this into a path. I'll replace this. Stone path sort of thing. Have this slowly rotate around. That naturally leading to the way out. Bridge over there. I guess that this technically becomes the sort of entrance to the settlement then. Some stone walling down there. Okay. Okay. So this then will naturally swing round. Join to a hallway area. No, I haven't looked, to be honest, Turkey. We just came over here and got started with this straight away. Have a look. It's that pathway look. Again, this is not the final product. This is just me mapping things out. That leads to that. We got the bridge over there, so probably get rid of that. Can we get rid of this hedge? No. Where's this come in then? Already cliff. Got a super mutant in here. Get rid of that. Halfway here. Yeah, I don't know if I'd do a walkway to that bit. Pine Cemetery. And in fact, some of this might not even end up being pathway. Just gaps in between. So yeah, just using it as padding, as spaces. Right, I think we need to some graves in. I'm going to build up the old pre-war one. Means I'll be able to use a lot of the stone graves. Try and do a nice mix. I don't exactly know how you're ever meant to use that one, because it's kind of just floating. Same with this one, to be honest. Like, yeah, there's literally just a piece floating there. The only way that I can use that is if I rotate it and lay it down. And then even then, I've got to put it in a specific position where the bottom's propped up against something. Very strange asset to have put in. Put in. Yeah, they're all crumbled. Like, they don't even have like a piece of rebar in the middle. They're just floating. These ones aren't too bad, but yeah, it limits my options here. Make a graveyard. So for the most part, I'll just put like a little bit like that in front. I might do that more on the older ones. Alternatively, what we can do here is just make like a little marking around, probably with these stone walls again. But I'll do a rough layout of where the stones are first. But like, sort of real macabre grave stones here. Would they have them that far, that close to each other? You know, back to back. If we were doing multiple rows, surely. Maybe a little bit of a gap. I'm gonna bring them a little closer. I think they'll be closer. What appropriate music to be playing for this? Yeah, I really like the idea that, you know, we've got this retaining wall here, that whole thing was across this whole area, and it's just like given out over the years. So let me continue with this, and then we'll make it look like the whole thing sort of sunk down a little bit. Start to get rid of some of those. Destroyed bit. We'll have it so that's destroyed this one as well. Tall one there. I feel like I'm making a Bloodborne graveyard or something. We are indeed, yes. Tempting to. Rotate that one around. Oh, I really wish they weren't just like floating. Really wish. Right, should probably measure these out. So it'd be place where someone's buried. About the same gap for walk-in. About the same gap again. Maybe a little closer. And then a grave, so it would be like here. Maybe a little... A bit closer. Maybe with the aim of trying to fit one more on the other side. Yeah, let's go for a small broken one here. And on the other side. A little rotation. Why? Why? Why the criticism? I don't keep sound like someone's jumping off something here. Same ones back to back here. So there's a little bit of stone showing through there. Nice looper. Now we can get some of the real destroyed looking bits. Oh my god, what have we done? Well, wait, they'll need the base. I'll put these on all of them, but a few. That ground's push up a little bit. I guess with that in mind as well, we could probably have should we have one that's been dug up? You know, if possible. This asset's a little weird. But it's only work if it's on the flattest of areas, and even then it's a little weird. So those dotted around. So yeah, making this look like it's collapsed down a little bit. Probably have... I guess it would be like 2 X graves there, 2, so 4. For some real crumbled looking stuff. Bit of 2 from that bit. This was fine. Go over this way. There's probably a mod for stuff like that, okay? Setting spawn placements. I'll have to have a look. Alright, we're getting that in. Go that way. Wow. That couldn't have landed more perfect, to be honest. That was fantastic. Now we're just going to make a few more bits of these dotted around. Oh, so good. Bits of wall. Sunk in. One thing we do that then. First open. The lid as well. I'd put it on, but it would just clip. Just there buried in a little bit. Rattle my bones. We had a load of horror mods on back when, or a settlement once even, when I did the spooky crowd control one. I don't think I have all that stuff left. Right, I think that's all we'd need for placements. Cross just a little bit. The shack bridges. For this first bit anyway. I'll come more of the decorational stuff. So we have the grave fence. I'll be using these. Primarily less around the individual graves and more sort of at the edge of the cliff bits. Hey. And to rotate. Oh wow, okay. Wacky waving. Goes in that. That looks like it's ripped off. Spooky indeed. Placeholder things. Same again here. Get another 2 bits. Rotate it out. Yeah, I think that'll be enough room for people to move around. We're going hyper detailed again. Section by section. That looks good. And in there like that. Pile-wise, I don't think any of these are really going to be appropriate for this area. Nope. Small trees, yes. The grass and light we can go crazy with, because this whole area is going to be overgrown. So. At a base level of these ends cover the sort of more blank areas again. Stuff already here. Let me any outline off. Large mounds of grass. How this rotates. It naturally buries them in. Certainly not. Larger area bits. Yeah, would this one be as overgrown, being right near the edge? Maybe around the back, going through the fence. Yeah, that looks great. Down there. Right, it's grass overgrown bits. We'll get some of the leaves in. I think these ones are going to be easier to work with. Camera, please. What about that fine detailing? Where are the weeds? Here we go, brambles. Outside, just going through the roof. Ain't no trees close by. Tomple, have you ever heard of a thing called the wind? Surrounded by a forest? My good man. I'm going to be putting some trees in a second. Don't worry about it. Get some of those going in between as well. So it's not like a drastic shift of colours. Never should have come here. Across there. Yeah, we're getting trees back in a minute. Tall grass and brambles. And probably some of these, you figured there'd be like flowers and the like in this sort of place. Too much of it. Too. And then I guess could have been a natural hedgerow along this bit, blocked where the path would be. Back on. So yeah, the pathway would be here. I hate this solid line. I'll have to hide that. So it's hedgerow on the other side as well. So that'd be where the natural pathway would be. Probably just one strip along here on this side. Do that in a second. A lot of work to do the whole thing. Wow. a bit in a minute. We should have some trees along this. Just as... Same again on the other side, and then we'll have some logs. Just cleverly hide the funky line on the ground. Yeah, anything like that, just to cover it up. But the textures don't match the seams. Right, I tell you what we'll do. Let's... I mean, aside from the glowing clouds, because of the the EMB. Let's see if I can turn that off. Go. How we're looking? We're looking spooky. We can get some mist effects in as well. And then, yeah, nice little... We'll make it look like an actual pathway through this way. And at this point, you turn left, and then there'll be graves here, and then there'll be graves there. Or if we go back, you can then continue to head on out. So I think it's been good. Back into the build. Skeletons. Yeah, I mean, we've obviously got this collapsed bit out, and there's been one exposed. I could likely do something similar on the other side. We could do... You can really see the... I haven't really scrapped much here, and you can see like the straight line where the texture is. Maybe one single lantern on the grid. I'll get some lights like that in for sure. I'm gonna put in at the center point here a massive tree. I need to move some of the smaller ones. Center point just off to the side, a massive tree. I can make this. I'll need to move the little ones a little bit because they wouldn't actually be that much. Over there, yes. Get rid of you. Wow. I mean, why not both? Why not both? If I remove them again, would the tree look bigger? Yeah, there's real no like careful planning with the bush overgrowing here. You just gotta realistically just throw it down wherever. This whole area is meant to be overgrown, so we've got the destroyed stuff in between. Same with the grass. Much better. I feel like we need a tree. Maybe we have one that's fallen. In fact, let's do that. Let's have a tree stump here. Get some grass and leaves and like around it. Like so. Then have the log cutting across the path. No. Sweet Jesus. Just a little bit. I mean, I'm gonna cheat at this bit really and put a rock under it. A little cluster here. Bushes growing around this area. We'll stick in some of the plants. Ones. I'd stick the ferns in, but I want to say they usually only grow near bodies of water. So Carrot flowers, if anything. And again, not too many. All dotted around. Fungus again, they're water, so not really much cause for any of this. Vines, maybe. Should get that over one of the graves, do you reckon? Be too much. I kind of like that. Just over the one of them, though. Just make it look a little weird. I don't know. You watch, like... I'll get these uploaded, and someone will come in and just, like... delete all of these, just to build on it. Someone will inevitably download the schematic to this. Come to this area and say, I need buildings for people. So let's delete all of this decorational stuff. And then proceed to slap down a couple of houses like that. What are we thinking so far? I know we've done, like, mega decorated just this one corner, and there's a lot more to do. I think I'll probably do a little bit of the pre-war grave, which again will be over this side, and then a little bit of the post-war stuff as well. Too bored. Is out of the way. That actually really helped. Okay, so I'm thinking post-war stuff probably over this side. It's relatively flat. Maybe up this area. I feel like there's going to be a lot more post-war ones. If I build enough houses. And no one will remove it. Oh my god. Oh my. Gotta get those decorational ones in there. This is actually how this is. It's just kind of floating. I probably would, but no pun intended. We'll get a rock in there as well. I like my builds to be not so much decorational, but like there is a narrative to them. Whole area to work with. So this naturally goes up to this bit. That. Again, I'll put them back in if needs be. Right, post-war ones are going to be any of these free crosses or custom ones that are made. Donate them as well. These will be like, I guess, little Minutemen, maybe. That cross is massive compared to the rest. We'll probably just alternate between these, and we'll just have a lot of them. So between turning them around, rotating them ever so slightly. Okay, now this is very fitting music. There. Cemetery, graves. How's the undigged hole? Look. Yeah, I really don't know how I'm ever meant to use this asset. Kinda terrible. Jesus. Yeah, so I want to have one that's open, that's like in the pros. I mean, I could try. Sure, we'll be able to get it somewhere. Will I be doing any rebuilding in Far Harbor or Nuka World? The current plan is no, Esther, but that's just because these are taking so incredibly long. Maybe at some point, once all my builds in the main world are done, we can take a look at the DLC stuff. But for now, that is potentially something in the future. I guess if like, yeah, a little bit. Yeah, a little bit. Get it down to sort of there. No, I mean, I think where this grave icon's used in the actual game, there is probably a little dugout area anyway. It needs flat ground. I mean, welcome to the Fallout 4 building. Let's make several thousand assets that require flat grounds, and then make 90% of every settlement a hill or a little lump. Nuka's only got one to build. Far Harbor gives you a little bit more to build stuff. I'd be honest, I generally can't remember either DLC's build stuff. So it would be one gap. Graves again. This bit kind of gets a little like we start to slope down. I think we'll have this one row, and then we gotta change up, because yeah, it slopes down. We'll have the graves in several different bits. Burying at an angle. Where else is that? Oh, I was going to upgrade the 4. Do I have to play through the DLC to unlock all the settlements, or can I just go and build? Walk up here. Move some of the stuff out of the way. Rock can stay there. Got the graves here. We will have wooden floor on this bit. With this being the new area. Yeah. I have. We go for kind of fence against that. Yeah, this really starts to like curve down. Only other thing I can think of is to make our own little ramped area, but let me have a look. Look and see we see. We have a whole cliff section. Not really big though. I guess if we can do that and then maybe trees in between or something. Level ground. Yeah, I mean, I still about it, you know, thought that a lot of the settlements in the game you could probably just not have. I think they definitely opted for quantity over quality on the settlements. Okay, when I flatten it out a little bit. Maybe if we add in some ground like this. Resources, planters and plots. That's one like forest. Maybe. Sand, valley dirt, valley grass. Probably just the stand. That's like the same rate. Oh, well. Yeah, I mean, it'll make it a little flatter. It'll allow us to actually vary. I'll have to... Maybe if I go the other way, actually. Just even out the ground. But like this. At the moment, Asta, I haven't been uploading them because I just haven't completed any of them 100%. When I get them to 100%, I'll be looking to upload the schematics, yes. Howdy, James. To the stream. Now let's restart by 2. do I really want to bring it up, or should I just move it across? Yeah, I'm doing pretty good, just chilling with some building. Some building. That out of there. So, I mean, this opens up a ton more now that we've flattened that out a little bit. And again, I'll cover it with leaves and stuff. What mod should you download? Are you looking for settlement mods or just mods in general? Right, now this one, I don't think I'm going to brick this one in. Keep that like exclusively as something that was done pre-war, whereas this area over here, we're doing scratch. Mods in general. Well, I mean, there are a few showcases of mods on the channel, so check out some of those videos for some interesting ones. Yeah, Sim Settlement 2 is good. I would probably recommend more than individual mods, James, looking up mod packs. So if you look up Fallout 4 Wabberjack or Fallout 4 Nexus Collections and have a look at some of those, you'll probably find something that you like the look of. A bit. Give me that over a little bit. These two bits join. We'll probably just put a lot of bushes in the way. CVC, we want headlands, cemetery, graves. So it's that, the path. One of those. Then the grave marker. See, I'd put another one in, but it's going to be right in the middle. So we'll just have this one strip. I am PC, James. Is in backwards. Doesn't have to be the exact same amount as long as we've got an even amount. You. Okay, so if you're modding on PlayStation, assuming that, and disregard my previous comment about mod packs. I just straight up miss one. We just straight up miss one. Wow, poor fella. Right, that's the mounds done, so that's them either side. basic, but that's what, like 2, 4, 6, 8, like 16 graves here, maybe 17. Now it's time to cover it up. Cover it up with a little bit of those. All those. Change times because what we're doing. Down across a little bit. And some of these, couple of rocks, couple of trees. Yeah, I'm gonna pull wild moot fruit sedge to mix up a little bit. I'll make clusters. I'm gonna hit up the rocks. Yeah, I mean, a lot of Minutemen were killed. Out of the settlement. This place everywhere easy to use with a controller. Oh god, I've never tried it with a controller. I would imagine it's probably quite finicky. It can be a little bit of a pain sometimes with mouse and keyboard. And a couple of these, just scenery a little bit. Just a little bit. There's that, deadlands. These on a couple of them. Or save, because that was a lot of work to lose. Let's have a look. See, you can't really tell it's there. Just kind of kind of the point. Walk up to this bit. Load of graves. Should we have a... probably like a little memorial plaque or something? This way... move this right across there. Really can't handle that. Yeah, we need just a little bit more grass and then we'll be done here. Just on these bits where there's like some gaps. There we go. Could we do that down here? Probably leave a lot of the other areas blank. We got a flat area here, so I'll probably have some down at this bit. I mean, the fella can't help himself, Erky. And we'll fill all of this area back in with just trees and the like. Maybe for how flat this area is, then we move this in a little bit. So we can do more of them. Again, this is a build that really would be put in place after you've completed the main game, having gone down initially. So you can pick whatever faction you want, obviously. The Institute being destroyed and you having attacked them with the Minutemen. As well as the strip up there. I'd probably do a road to the back of this. Road to there. Then a space in between. And then another strip. So like an L shape. So let's look again. Those in place. This is probably where we might be able to get one of these in. I don't know why we're moving. We are moving, look at that. But yeah, ideally, this needs to be sort of there. I don't want to raise the ground just so I can get some fresh, actually dug ones in. Either needs to be so you can see into the hole, or so the sides are covered. I just don't know where we're going to be able to place it. Yeah, let's move that in just a little bit. Jesus. We want them about the same sort of distance away from the wall. I mean, we could put it right next to the wall, but I'm going to get some grass in between. This bit kind of over here is kind of raised, so I'm just going to go to that. Enough space to do it the other side as well. Maybe I might just leave it at the L shape. You know, on the internal bit. Yeah, it's gonna be spooky. It's gonna be haunted. Get rid of that. Have a strip here. I'll leave some areas, and then rather than having the dug graves, we'll have like shovels and stuff around. Grass on like either side of the wall. That works for me. Oh, what else have we got here? Trees in. I know that we had some more graveyard stuff. I think it might be in decorational. So let me get a couple of trees in, and then we'll have a look. See if we can. Ever so slightly. On the trees, clusters again. Just on the outside a little bit. Yeah, that comes with rocks. Carrots here, howdy. Not taking care of anything with all those bushes. See, now I would imagine caretaking for this sort of stuff in post-war Somber would be less trimming of bushes and more stopping wildlife and potential grave robbers from digging up the graves. Bishop. This is the graveyard for all the dog meats of different timelines that have passed away in my playthroughs. There's not enough space here though. We need to expand. It's funny animals eating. Yeah. Let's go walkway to this bit as well. That's outrageous. Yeah, maybe we will. Complicated. There we go, just gotta rotate it like that. Oh, hell no, we don't want snapping on. There we go. There's no homes in this settlement. Don't need home, just need beds. No, it's graveyard settlement. Okay, where the little pathway is going to be. Don't necessarily need to lead that up to anywhere, just to there. More decorational. There's that. So there's no tall grass and jobs are good. Jobs are good. Nah, it's fine. Don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. It's fine. Go. Alright, so we've got a strip down there for post-war Minutemen. We've got this whole section up here. We've made a start on the pre-war grave that was here. I think we've got a whole other section of that to do as well. Right, now we should go for the actual people that live here and care for this. Then we've got this whole area in the middle, which I'll probably forest up. And then put the tools down, so it looks like they're going to be clearing out more space for more graves. But yeah, we did say that there was some more decorational stuff, I believe. As to where it is, I don't know. So maybe... And do not take taxes. Yes. And I kind of like the idea of them growing crops around the house. Where the hell is the decorational bits that I'm after? Hey, there it is. There he is. I hope Erky's watching. Right, we want to be an SOE MISC for this. And I'll probably do the same again. I'll probably try and get one of these in each settlement. The Noom. SOE MISC. I'm very good. Right, if I forget where they are in the future, Erky, I need to be in the SOE pack in the MISC section. Remember this is crucial information. You found them in Atomfall also. I've already started replaying Atomfall Ensemble. And I've upped the difficulty. And guess what? I'm actually checking out all the locations. And looting everything. How's that for you? That seems fine. If it isn't out already, I mean, I don't think he would F the final ensemble live because it was a bonus stream. If it's not out already on the second channel, it'll probably be dropping tonight, the final stream for that at the end. You might want to give it a miss though if you're playing yourself to spoil the ending, but it'll be there. Finish run with sound and a phone. Yeah, that's the way I went Somble. You know, I was going the other one with the scientist. I kind of backtracked at last minute. Didn't like the way it was going. Business crits. Mortality. That's what I want. Right, I'm in standard decorations, MISC, mortality. Yeah, I think there's some things in here we can add to this place, maybe. Oh my, it's the actual gravestones that aren't all bust up. Right, well, I won't replace too many of them, but... I knew there were some in here that weren't bust up completely. Right, the rest are fine, but on the other side, I'll be picking the gravestones from here. Much better. That wasn't all the pieces that I was after. Close the edge ready. What score's saying better? Atomfall or Fallout London? I mean, I know everyone thought Atomfall was literally just gonna be a different kind of Fallout, but London, so I can understand the comparison. Honestly, the two quite different games. And I still need to play through the other storyline, or the other endings even, for Atomfall. So I find it hard to compare them. Because yeah, Fallout London is literally just Fallout but set in London, but Atomfall is doing its own thing. I have a lot of issues with Atomfall, but I still enjoyed it. I think Atomfall 2, if that's ever a thing, will be great. If they take on board all the feedback. Around with a few things here, just prepping. Right, okay, so if I can find the other stuff, I'll put it in, but I have no idea where it is. Probably not going to be warehouse. I'm trying to think, like, what you describe Atomfall as. Because whereas, like, Fallout is your sort of, to a very lesser degree, like a looter shooter. Atomfall's more of a mystery game with combat splashed in. I can see if that actually had waving flag. Want any of those lights? We can probably get some of this stuff in. Hang an oil lamp again. I'll just note those planks that are massively out to the side. You still haven't played London? I mean, I'd probably recommend it. We played it quite a bit. I don't know if it's had... I mean, I would imagine it probably has had patches. I don't know if they're planning any more content for it. Right, I gotta like get rid of one of those walls. I find it is so incredibly balked. Like, I enjoyed London, but I don't really have any kind of inclination to ever stream it or play it again. Okay. Potatoes for the residents here. Now we've got the bases in for the graves. We can focus on those settlers for a little bit. power this as well. I'm gonna put stuff underneath this. I'm just actually gonna move it down. What do you mean growing crops right next to the graves? I mean, I know we'll complain about it over and over and over again. And then some more as well. You know what? Fallout London's biggest hindrance was... It was the fact that it was running on the creation engine. I know it has to be, you know, doing the Fallout stuff. More juicy potatoes. Some good fertilizer around here. Gee, Bill, these potatoes taste amazing. Ample does have a DLC that's supposed to have extra area. Yeah, I saw that there's a DLC spot on the main menu. Do you have any idea when that's like scheduled for? Because I'll probably get that. You know, if it's reasonably priced. Fall ain't a one-hit kill. I mean, if you get headshots, yes. Aside from that, you are going to be fighting to get the kills. Especially on certain enemies. Right, with the water pump there, let's give it a little bit of gap so we can actually get to it. Connector for this. There. Can we maybe do a little wind turbine, maybe? Maybe the battery. Does this need 5? Need 5 of these. We go into CVC power. Resources. Power. Add 2. Battery shelf. Battery table. Get rid of that then. This needs what? 5, so... Snapping back on. 2, 4, 6. Straight to there. Like that. There we go. Water's connected. But it was an easier setting. I was on the recommended setting when I played Atomfall. There's, I think, 5 difficulty settings, and I think 3 of them were lower than what it recommends. I didn't particularly struggle on the recommended one, so... Atomic Hearts is on sale on Steam. Nope. I feel like at some point I'll probably have to go back and give Atomic Hearts another try. If I just found it too infuriating. I should get it. No, I don't think I will. Let's get a little razor grain here. No. Out, because the walls collapsed there. Start playing by itself again, or am I going to have to start the musics? Go, a little razor grain down the side of the house. Okay, I have defense 4 already. I think that would be this. Hard working. Yeah, that counts as that, so that's 4. There's another thing as well. I do need a little bit more security here now that we have props. Upgraded sniper rifle, auto shotgun, and the auto sniper machine. Sniper machine gun, you say? What? Oh, the one that I picked up, maybe? Custom one? The auto shotgun was good once I got it upgraded. The single barrel and the double barrel one are kind of garbage. I don't know if it'll be viable to do because there's no arrow crafting. But I feel like a bow only run would be something to try, Stumble. Custom in that cave. Yeah. Like I just happened upon that. Yeah, I mean, I don't know if there's going to be any modding for it. Stuff like crafting arrows seems like a way to go. Bows are OP. That's what I'm talking about. This settler's unassigned. You kidding me?
Okay.
Okay. I just assigned them to that and they've disappeared. Told them to do some work and they've just literally disappeared. Alright, so... Who's at 5? What was at 10? I was fine. Defensive 4. We'll look at the other defensive stuff. Got. Again, straight away. Let's see if we see for it. Probably a dog. Traps could be a way to go for this place, though some of these traps are terrible. He's produced 1? Wow. I really get the traps to work. Or why, maybe. No, it's all garbage. see. Yeah, we've got to get a doggo here. Doggo. In. What is the dog doing? Chair mat, lean back, lean left. Round, sit cross-legged. Yeah, pop that there. You reassign him to this one. See if we can get him to do it. Got it. Stood there. Alright, let's have a look at this place and figure out what we need to do and what we are done with. Let me clear these out first and foremost before I forget. Alright, so that's technically a way up. Never go that way, I was just walking through the woods. Loops around here, cuts through the 2 pre-war grave areas, one of which isn't done yet. And leads to the trading outpost, and also leads to the house. We now have some crops around as well. We need to do some work on the inside. We have a line of post-war graves. We have a whole section of post-war graves up here. I've decorated with trees and shrubbery, though there needs to be a lot more of that. I feel like we may possibly need a secondary building here. I'm thinking we could probably place it where we are right now, because this whole area is a little void, and I don't just want to throw a load of trees here. I'm thinking of another house facing this way. See how we go with that. So, you see, building, prefabs. I don't know where this house was. Metal. Sanctuary looking houses. Don't want those. Don't want those. Shacks. Wooden greenhouse. I don't remember where we got this asset from. Let me have. PVC destroyed home. Yeah, that doesn't really help. And behind YouTube, auto itself to 1080 HD. This fella's behind. I don't know where this is. Maybe the second house could be shanty. Equals capsule shacks platforms. Now here's. Here we go. What are our other options? There's a brick building out here, doesn't make any sense. But then I don't particularly want just the exact same. Just be there, because it's kind of mega obvious it's the same asset. Do we have anything else that'll work? Yeah, I mean, overlooks the cliffside. Have a look, how much space we got in here? A huge amount. Raise it a little bit as well. Miniature Covenant house. Yeah, house door. Right, well I can decorate the inside later, but there we go. We're gonna have a house. Yeah, I just think like it needed something extra. So a couple of cabins over in the woods. Yeah, what would have been next to private graveyard. Like the groundskeeper's house, and then just like a private house. Alternatively, we have this. Be a hell of a lot of work. Oh, wait a minute. Wait a minute. I like this, but it doesn't really fit with the area. It's more like of a diner sort of thing. And cabin. I think we might have it. But then how small is this? Is this a cabin for ants? You ever find the Fallout building scales are a little weird? Alright, get rid of that. I'm not vibing with any of these, so I think I'll leave this for now. We'll come back to that. Let's head over here. We're gonna go ahead and proceed. Right. I am indeed out of time for this evening and for this episode, so we're gonna have to leave it here for now. Good progress once again. We've actually started to make some progress. Tenpines Bluff. Impromptu graveyard. It was a graveyard pre-war, and we're now making it into one post-war as well. So, as usual, if you have enjoyed the stream, do drop a like on the video, subscribe to the channel if you haven't yet already done so. Do check those links down in the video description. And when that was said and done, I'll catch you all in the next one. Thank you for watching.